Does everyone like that I wore like an obnoxiously green shirt to be like obnoxiously vegan? Hey guys, today I'm talking about being vegan, and I just want to start by saying this is not going to be some sort of preachy vegan video. I'm not about to tell you all the reasons why you should be a vegan. I'm not that kind of vegan, I'm really not. Pretty much just going to tell you why I'm a vegan, how long I've been a vegan, just sort of give you the rundown on what it's like to be a vegan. Take a shot every time I say vegan. So I've really not been a vegan for very long. It's only been since about February or March time this year. And essentially I went through a bit of like a transition period. I essentially just decided, okay, I want to go vegan, like let's give this thing a go. And then obviously, you know, I still had food and stuff that was non-vegan, so I wasn't about to like throw out a whole bunch of food and waste all of that stuff. So there was like a bit of a transition period where I was like using up food, but like there was a point in about February that I like stopped buying any new non-vegan products. And I suppose one of the big questions everyone always asks about veganism is, why are you a vegan? So for me it is the ethical reasons. This isn't like a new thing in my life. I've been a vegetarian since I was like 7 years old. So that was like 13 years of my life. And then honestly it just seemed like the logical step to like go on to veganism. It sort of got to the point where it seemed a little bit hypocritical of me to be a vegetarian for ethical reasons and then still be only vegetarian and not vegan. Unfortunately, cutting out foods isn't really the hard bit of being vegan. It's actually sort of then taking care of the things you are eating, because there can be complications, which I have come into. So obviously the main one that a lot of people think of when they're like, oh, you don't eat meat, is that you're not getting a lot of protein. But actually for me, especially from being vegetarian for so long, I'm pretty good at handling my like protein intake, so that's all good for me. But something that I did come into a problem with was a little vitamin called B12. I hadn't considered it a lot before I went vegan, but actually B12 is only naturally found in animal products. You can only get it in like meat, fish, dairy, eggs, yeah. So that was a bit of an issue because it means that literally nothing I eat that's natural, vegetables, nothing has B12 in it. And it is a vitamin you need for like healthy functioning. So I'd only been vegan for a couple months when I realised I was getting these symptoms. I was getting tiredness, headaches, dizziness, sort of pins and needles. Like obviously everyone gets pins and needles time to time, but like pins and needles when you shouldn't really get them. Things like confusion and sort of disorientation, memory loss, things like that. Not really bad, you know, just sort of like confusion a little bit, like, wait, what did I just say? Things like that. But I had a consultation with my doctor, had to get a blood test, and found out I was pretty deficient in B12. Now usually you can only become deficient after at least like 6 months of being a vegan, but I think where I'd been vegetarian for so long, my B12 levels were probably pretty low, not like below the necessary level, but like, you know, relatively low on the okay spectrum. So it didn't take very long for me to like drop below and like into deficiency. So to treat the deficiency, I had to get 6 shots of B12. I had to get them every 2 days for 2 weeks, which was not great because I really don't like getting injections, but you know, it's what had to be done. And now I have to take supplements for pretty much ever. If you're a vegan, you pretty much have to take B12 supplements. There are ways that you can get it in your diet. Lots of vegan substitute things have B12 in it because of this problem. So things like substitute cheese, meats, milks, even things like cereal, just normal cereal has B12 in it. But you have to eat quite a lot of those things for it to actually give your body the amount you need. So I take supplements every couple of days. I don't actually take them every day because the dosage I could find was like 10 times what my doctor had suggested. So I only take them every couple of days, but on the days I don't, I sort of make sure to include some sort of B12 enriched foods in my diet. Now, we're gonna discuss cheat days. I hate the phrase cheat days or cheat meals. I think it's a really detrimental term for any diet, not veganism specifically, just any diet. It suggests there's some like built-in rules to what you can and can't eat, and that you're doing something really terrible by choosing to eat something different from what you might eat every single day. However, I do not disagree with people having these cheat days or whatever we're going to call them, you know, taking a break still doesn't really work. Choosing to eat something that's not vegan, I don't think that's wrong. I think, honestly, if you want to eat completely vegan for the rest of your life, that's cool. If you want to every so often have something that's not vegan, that's also cool. I think it's actually only been twice since I went vegan that I've had like non-vegan meals, just because I felt like it, and honestly that's just how it is for me. I didn't go vegan expecting to do it for the rest of my life. I literally did it as a trial and it's going really well, but I still don't think I should have to completely cut things out if I fancy them. Now, I'm not someone who says like, okay, on the weekends I can choose to eat non-vegan things. That's not me. I think that's actually just as detrimental a sort of mindset as like these cheat days, you know, saying like, I can't eat this on this day, but on this day I can. That's not for me. If that's for you, that's fine, but for me, I just think that leads me down like a really weird path of like restricting myself. For me, I literally am at the moment only planning to ever eat non-vegan things if I like really fancy it as just like a little sort of treat thing, or if it's really convenient. Say if my boyfriend wants to go to a specific restaurant and they have some great vegetarian options but nothing vegan, I'm not going to be like, nope, we can never go there, sorry, it's your favourite restaurant, but we're literally never going there ever again. You know, there's just something to be weighed up there, like what's more important. And maybe some people would say not eating animal products. Sure, I kind of agree, but for me, I'm me. I can eat whatever I want. If I turn around tomorrow and want to eat a huge steak, I can, you know. In my mind, there's nothing I can't eat. It's just all stuff I choose not to eat. And don't even get me started on meat eaters who tell me it's wrong if I sometimes eat vegetarian meals and not vegan meals. As if that makes any sense when you literally eat meat every day of your life. I feel like I've depicted this really weird sort of like negative side of being vegan, and that's not really how I feel about it. I love being vegan. I've really enjoyed it so far. I think it really helps you like step out the box with things that you eat. It helps you find new recipes. For me, like I was always someone like I jumped to cheese and eggs. That was literally my staples of eating. When I told people I was going vegan, they were like, "But you eat cheese and eggs. That's your diet." And it's true, that was, but that's why it really has helped me like think more about what I'm gonna eat and like have more variety in my diet actually, even though I'm restricting more things from it. And it is actually easier to be healthier when you're vegan. It's not 100% healthy. You can be a junk food vegan if you want. There's so many things out there, like you can get pretty much anything in a vegan version, so you can eat absolute shit if you want. Even though there are the things like the B12, the protein to consider, you know, as long as you're just eating like a balanced diet, a balanced vegan diet actually is a little bit healthier. You know, I can't necessarily tell you exactly all the science behind it, but you can look it up. There'll be some contradictory stuff online, I'm sure. Honestly, for me, I really don't care if people I know are vegan or not. It's really all like a personal preference in my mind. Like, I'm not here to push anyone to do anything they don't want to do. But if someone like mentions to me like in conversation like, oh yeah, I've been considering trying to like go vegan or introduce more vegan things into my diet, sure, I'm gonna help because it is something I believe in and think is actually really great for you, for animals, for the planet. If you are someone who thinks those things, like maybe I want to be vegan, maybe I want to just eat more vegan meals, then honestly, I support that. You can either like transition slowly into being vegan, like you don't have to one day cut everything out, you can like do it like a few days at a time, you know, just try introducing more vegan meals and then see how you go. But honestly, for me, I'm just happy if I know people are eating food they enjoy and, you know, are being relatively healthy. Okay, I'm gonna go before the sun literally burns out my retinas. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all those things. And thanks. Bye. Oh, one last thing, and I'm probably thinking of doing some more like vegan related content in the future just because obviously it's a relatively big part of who I am. So if you have any ideas, you want to see anything, comment down below. And thanks. Bye.